Is the Mosko Moto Reckless 80 worth the money? Should you buy the Noblin? What's it like to install on your bike? What's it like to live on the road with for several days at a time? I'm going to touch on all of these and more in this video, so stick around. Hey guys, my name is Jason and I do gear reviews, adventure bike rides, some moto camping. If you're into that, consider subscribing to the channel. So let's get into the Mosko Moto Reckless 80 system. It's got its own kind of support structure underneath, so you do not need racks on your bike for the system. So that's the one pro, and I will touch more on the pros and cons towards the end of the video, so stick around for that. All right, so let's look at this side bag here. You've got a lot of MOLLE on the bottom and the top. I actually use that on the other side for just a water bottle holder. You got a strap that goes over the top piece here, and then two buckles that actually clip the tops ends of the bags here. So let's show you how this works. So here's your inner liner. And you get a window to see what you put in here. So here I've got basically tent, sleeping pad, a couple of miscellaneous camping gears. It's got more of a hard back to it on the bike side, so that helps protect it. This strap will help you pull it through the actual sleeve once you install it. So really easy. Putting your gear in here. It's got a nice blue liner so you can see what's inside there. And stuff it into the sleeve. You can reach in, pull that little strap through to help you get it in, and just like that, the bag's in. Now, I actually prefer, if you can, to fill these when they're already in the holsters. It seems to kind of work a little bit better. And now to close this up, you simply wrap this down. It kind of holds air, which is a benefit that I'll talk about later. You wrap that up like that. You have a strap on the bottom that hooks, and a strap on the top. So this bag is now latched to the top side and bottom side of this sling here. And then you have another strap that goes over the top. Buckles in, pull it tight, and wrap up the loose ends. And you got some Velcro straps here to tidy that up. Now, one con that I'll talk about with this is quick, easy access for these bags are not that quick or that easy. In fact, your really only quick, easy access, I would say, is the Stinger 22 here at the top. With this, obviously you got the two connections here, you've got one on the top, and then you've got the strap keepers all cinched up and Velcroed, closed. So to get something really quickly, you got to undo all of that extra straps and get the stuff and put it all back together. So the items that you think you're gonna need quick, fast, like a rain jacket or a camera, something like that, put it up here in the Stinger 22. So all of this is buckled up, you're on the road, you need something quick. It's as simple as one buckle here for the 22, grab what you need, or put your sleeves back in here, put your sweatshirt in here, whatever you need to do. You got a Velcro. Roll it back up, buckle, and you're back on the road. All right, so let's talk about the rear section here of the Reckless 80. You've got this main belt structure here in the top that holds this bottom flap and this front flap. Now in this front flap, you have a couple of extra pouches. I have a tire repair kit in there, some tools. In the back flap here, I'm able to fit a drone controller and some other items. And You'll see here we got a dedicated tent pole bag. Now the tent I use has carbon fiber poles, so this is really nice to have the poles separate from other gear, and a nice place for them in the back here. And also a small cell phone type tripod fits back in here nicely if you do camera stuff. So yeah, pretty nice system here. This strap keeps the tent pole bag in. This goes through the Stinger 22. Strapped on and secure, just like that. Get the two metal buckles on the top. Cinch it down, fold up the excess. And you're ready to go. You got some MOLLE panel here. This is for your helmet. If you want to clip it to maybe the D-ring or your strap or something, it can hang here when you're parked and put the helmet out of the way. And very nice setup so far. Now I did do an installation video on this kit in another video, so check that out. But I wanted to point out you have 4 different angles that this thing can kind of shape to your bike with, and I landed at a number 3. Kind of hard to explain, but basically you have a back piece and 2 wing pieces, and it kind of rotates to whatever you need for your bike. So that's one nice feature there. So now if you're interested in this system and you're wondering if you should get the knoblin for your bike, my answer would be 100% yes. And that leads me to my favorite feature on this setup. And I'm going to show you how quickly this whole kit comes off the bike. We had a trip a couple weekends ago where I was riding with a bunch of dual sport riders in some more technical ATV type terrain, and I didn't want to carry all of the gear that I had with me. I was able to remove this whole piece quickly and put it into a guy's truck and go ride the trails, come back and put it right back on. It was amazing. So let me show you how quickly this thing comes on, and then we'll put it right back on. So I've got one strap on this side. I've got one strap on this side. And then we've got the knoblin hook on the top. So both straps are done. Kind of lift up on this, manipulate down on the knoblin part, and slides right off. Just like that. This whole piece, throw it in the truck, throw it in the woods, whatever you think you need to do, and you're ready to ride without your gear. It's awesome. And let's put it right back on. I'll line it up with my knoblin. Push down so that locks in. Now I've removed my rear foot pegs, passenger foot pegs. I have these little keepers instead. One strap done there. And one strap down there. This little thing here to tighten the knoblin in the back. And boom, you're back on. Absolutely the best part of this kit. On and off, quick and easy. Throw it in your buddy's truck, go riding, come back, put it back on, and then do a 3-hour trip home. So it's a great setup. Now trail riding and off-road riding with this on the bike was no problem. I left most of my gear, clothes, and that type of thing at the campsite when I could. And so with that, you can, what I did is these bags like to hold air actually. So roll them up, they'll kind of puff up and latch them down, and they'll hold a nice shape even if you have, a little bit of gear in there. So that's nice. Instead of having everything flap around and straps, bouncing around, I chose to keep the bags inside, puffed up with some air, maybe a couple sweatshirts or something, and that worked for me. So let's talk about the pros and cons here. Pros, like you saw, easy on and off the bike. I can take this off in a matter of seconds, hang it up on the wall, and it's out of the way, ready for my next trip. Or in another case that I mentioned, take it off and put it in your buddy's truck so you can go ride the trails, come back and put it on when you're done riding. You got removable bags. I believe they're waterproof. You've got room to grow even. They have these things called aux boxes or auxiliary pockets, I'm thinking is what that's short for. And you can put even more gear on this thing. I have a water bottle here because of the MOLLE panel, just as an example. And it's very versatile, very, very good in that sense. It doesn't interfere with my riding. These were never in my way. Some cons. The price. They're not cheap. At the time of making this video, this kit was $950. Did not include the aux box, which I don't have here. I wanted to keep this as minimal as possible. So $950 for everything you see here. And that does not include the knoblin. Now the knoblin was a separate purchase, and 100% you need the knoblin. Like you saw, if I didn't have the knoblin, I probably would be dealing with 2, 3, 4 extra straps in the back. Make things a little bit more difficult to get on and off the bike. So I think the knoblin is completely worth it. And if you have multiple bikes, get 2 knoblins, get it all set up, and boom, swap, back and forth the bikes. Awesome. So cons, $950. Knoblin is extra. But let me mention this. My last bike, I had a rack type system, and I had to buy the rack separately, and then I had to buy the cases separately. In fact, then I also bought these removable soft cases in addition to that. So even if you're just counting one set of luggage with the rack system, I actually paid more for my last setup than this setup. There are other systems in the market that are rackless, but you're dealing with a lot more straps. You're dealing with not being able to remove the bags. They're just basically tied to your bike, and you got to remove that whole system to take that with you. And I've tried cheaper options, and in the long run, it ends up costing me more money because I end up finding its weaknesses, its limitations, and going with the higher price, higher quality item anyway. So I'd say the biggest con is potentially the price. Another con would just be quick access is not the best. And not only do you have the 3 buckles, you also have all that extra strap rolled up and Velcroed together. So to get to something real quick and easy, it takes a couple minutes. It's not the end of the world, but you have to undo the buckles, undo the strap Velcro, get your gear, put it back in, roll it back up, 3 buckles, cinch all of the extra back up. It's just not quick and easy like a pannier box would be to open and close. That's one downside there, this trade-off. But again, if you got room in your Stinger 22, I was able to put drones, cameras, anything that I needed quick access to up here. It was in and out really quick. I guess another con would be the initial assembly was a little bit tricky with their wing nuts and just screwing the panels together. Other than that, once it's together, this thing is amazing. I'm trying to find other cons, and I really don't have any. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope this helped you decide whether the Reckless 80 is worth the money for you, whether you think you should get this for your bike, whether that knoblin is worth it, the pros and cons. I hope this helps you out. Appreciate it. Subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and I've got other videos on the Reckless 80, on this KTM 790. Check those out, and we'll catch you in the next one. Oh, come on. Now that the camera's rolling. Oh, you motherfucker.